Hi, hello again. Welcome to another painting session. I think I'm gonna stick with that intro. Just came up with the fly. I think I'm gonna keep it. I think it fits it. Painting session. It's not several paintings, but it's just one. Maybe in the future I'll do more. Maybe live streaming this. Maybe, I don't know. But first of all, thank you for stopping by. Today I'm going to be revisiting another painting of mine. I don't believe I took a video of it, but it was one of my best. Some people say who've seen it, I tell them about the other paintings, the newer ones, and they still say the other painting was far better. I do not have it on me as I have sold it. I also do not have great editing prowess, so I cannot add it on screen, unfortunately. Just believe me when I say it was pretty good. Not photorealistic or anything, but it was good. I liked it, and it has to be something good if it has to be, you know, the best, considering all the other pieces I've done. Unlike the other videos, I'm gonna try to keep this in like chronological order, like, you know, oldest to newest, whereas, you know, some old ones pop up after newer ones. So I'm still gonna keep in the trend. Like, if I get new stuff, it will still be there, and y'all won't see a video unless I decide to like pop it in with me, like with my old stuff. So I still have the respirator. Yeah, respirator. New paint cans. Anything else? No, that's pretty much it that I got. Daylight should be up more. This is gonna be another long one. If y'all can see how long this probably will be, I'm guessing about like 50 minutes, like it did for my other painting. I'm gonna do like a quick synopsis of what the painting looks like. And before I do this was a mistake, really. I was gonna sketch on something. I thought it'd be easy to erase, but something right here, that was an erase mark. It doesn't really erase well. It leaves a big mark. But I don't think this, because I left it in, I don't think it's gonna affect it pretty badly. So I'm not gonna try to erase it. I doubt it. I've done some works where if I put Sharpie down, it shows up, but I don't think this is gonna be the case since it's pencil. But anyway, back to the synopsis. If you don't want to hear it, then just skip forward. I'm not gonna leave like time stamps, because I trust y'all can, you know, speed through, pardon the voice crack, speed through, see when I handle the spray paints and start painting. So as y'all can see, this is gonna be like the planet, the only planet on here. It's gonna be a landscape painting. So I'm gonna have a green planet here. Green is going to be the theme, obviously. I have green and then blue here. I'm gonna tell y'all why I have the blue here. Green painting, green planet, and then some very slight clouds here, spiking mountains going down, but they're gonna stop about here. And the rest is going to be below the mountains, kind of like a valley. Under that is going to be kind of a ridge, maybe cliff, hill. I don't know. I'll get something where this is the end. All right. So some slight fog. I'll go over that line with paint, kind of like having small hills. It'll go down, maybe like a bit flat, and then go up again. Kind of like that. Of course, it'll be much more detailed under. And like about maybe here. And this all might be just much higher up to give it more space, because I do plan to put a lake here with additions here with trees going up. Trees will also dot that hill, not the mountains, but the hill. Waterfalls will also follow down. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna give y'all the details now before I put on the respirator and stop talking, let y'all see the magic. And yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Shut my mouth for a minute. Right there, I was just checking. I was just checking how wet the paint was because it looked like there's a lot, and there kind of is. Because if there is a lot of paint, then if I try to add black in there, it will kind of rise up. You kind of saw like over here where the green popped out from the white. That would happen here. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, and I don't want it here because I plan to do a misty like background bit, like a galaxy, very faint one in the background like this. Actually, I'm gonna do it from here because I do plan for the mountains to kind of cut a little bit, maybe a lot of it, I don't know, because I am going to have to make more room now that I'm thinking about it. But another thing I wanted to say before I get back to it is I have very high hopes for this planet in particular. It's a different style than the other planet where it seemed more watery, not in color, but the white was more like it's difficult to describe. It just seemed like it was made in water, where this is more like actual clouds that you see from space. So this looks much more realistic, whereas the other one was more artistic, I guess. It still seemed realistic on the other one, but it was more globule, I think it would be the term. I don't know. But I'll stop blabbering on. Let y'all enjoy the painting. Just practicing here, making sure I don't mess up. that done. Okay. The reason why I put more stars on this line is because that's usually how we see like galaxies. Of course, I haven't seen the Milky Way in the sky before, so I don't know on first-hand account what it actually looks like. But of course, I've seen the pictures, so I'm guessing that's enough. That it looks, I guess, more like a galaxy. If there's more stars in the galaxy, of course, the galaxy would have more stars than the rogue ones, so it would just make a bit more sense. I'm gonna wait a little bit for the outside to dry, and so I can lift it up, and so it doesn't like bleed under or bleed over planet. I know there's gonna be not a crease, but a border there, as the planet paints were still wet, so that would mean this would penetrate through the white board. So when I lift it up, there's gonna be like a white-ish, if not darker, because I used dark green on like this side for like the background. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. If it's not coherent, then it won't really turn out as well. It seems sloppy. If it's more, let me put it this way: if it's done right, it could seem that there's light behind the planet, especially on this side. But that's probably not what's gonna happen, so it's fine. I added enough shade where it should be fine, and it's not that wet, so it should do just grand. I'm gonna lift this up. I don't think this tape is gonna stick. It might just on that one side. Oh, look at that. Oh, or not. Okay, there we go. A little bit of rim over here. It's more prevalent on this side, for me anymore, and that. But other than that, no, it looks pretty good. I like that. Some of my more realistic planets I'm actually making more realistic than I've ever made them, surprisingly, because I thought I made them pretty well, and I've almost mastered it at a point. Hopefully you're doing some painting on yourself, by yourself, so we might be learning together, who knows. And I'll be honored to think that I've may encourage some of you to paint, or not. It doesn't really matter. This type of painting isn't for everyone, and unfortunately it is quite rare. Okay, I'm gonna now start with mountains. Actually, no, before that I need to, where is it? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna add that, do I need the mist? Because I was gonna put mist like here, about, yeah, here. I'm gonna leave it without. I'm gonna go without it, because I think just having a clear sky might be better, because I did put a lot of work into it. And I also think it would look more serene without the clouds. In some instances, yes, it would look better, but in this case where it's a valley, so it will have lowland involved, the mountains won't be that high in comparison to the other type of mountain ranges I've done. So it wouldn't really make that much sense. It would, because there's, of course, clouds in the sky no matter altitude, but it would just make more sense that this is a cloudless sky. Okay. So I'm gonna use this brush. I've shown it before to dab in the black paint, and I'm gonna okay. All right. See over here. Start from in the back. because I want it to look a bit more like a valley. Okay. Of course, the mountains look, of course, rudimentary, but it's fine. It will look much better with the shading, trust me. Okay, bit over the planet, it's fine. Doesn't have to show all of it. It was like this on my other painting as well. I'm just showing less of the side profile as I make more of these, and becoming lower and lower as the space in between increases. So in the back here, there's gonna be a bit small one, like that. Yeah. I want this a bit higher. Okay, I'm gonna add some little crags here. This one, right here. Just have some mountains in the background. Looks pretty alright. I'm just gonna put a mountain right here, or just the side of one at least. Okay, so once I have this line, I'm gonna still seeing if it's recording. Yes, it is. I'm gonna have this line. Let me see. Maybe this might help a bit. So the line will most likely be like right here, and at that line, below it, here maybe, there'll be these hills. Some will be over this line, others a bit below it. It'll stop about here, it won't be big. This will also include very small trees on the bridges and small waterfalls on some of the bridges as well. Those waterfalls will feed into a lake that will begin at the line I just shown, with very small inlets here, with trees poking out. Like that, okay? It'll be a bit bigger, but they should fit in. It'll be like the other one I made. Trust me, if I had it, or if I had the skills to show y'all, I would. Of course, because I'm not spray painting, I'm gonna be able to talk now while I'm doing this. The painting process, a traditional brush painting, is by far the longest of the process that it takes to make a painting like this. It takes a very long time. It's more meticulous. One of the reasons why I chose spray painting as my medium was, well, the one reason was this was one of the painting styles that I could actually pull off pretty well. Not amazingly, but all right. Enough that I'm able to present it with some confidence. The other reason was it's much faster. I don't have to waste my time. Well, not really waste. Well, kind of waste and like practice for traditional painting with acrylic or watercolor. That takes a very long time, as you have to use brushes. I did not choose to go down that route. Partially because I haven't taken an art class to understand it. This, I guess I had more of a knack for it. Maybe it's just better to learn. I don't know. For me, it is a bit better to learn. Of course, I've seen some Bob Ross. He can do traditional painting pretty quickly. It's not exactly photorealistic, but it's enough. It's good. And how much time it takes to make one of those paintings, it's really good. But of course, there are other people who got me excited for this type of painting. Those people I have talked about before. Very good painters in this field. They're not graffiti artists, but they are spray paint artists. Kind of like this. Well, not kind of, it is exactly like this, what I'm talking about. They do it much better than me. I am proud to say that sometimes I could be just as good as them. Like that planet, for instance, is equal to, I'm really proud of that. Like, just looking at it, that's one, I'm gonna say right now, that's one of my better ones, in my opinion. Maybe you'll see my other paintings and say some of them are better. I don't know. Personally, I like more of the realistic stuff. Though it will have to be a very long time until I get to do that. Some painters, of course, they have the mind and skill, talent, and time to make such realistic beauties, but I do not. I mean, I have the time, I just don't have the skill. I have the skill to do this, that is enough for me. I don't plan to have this as a career, maybe as a hobby, if I could make money off of it to sell, or to get social media money, that would be splendid. I mean, if I could make this into a career, that it would be amazing. But the only viable way I would be able to do that reasonably would be through social media like YouTube, Instagram. But YouTube, of course, is the most reasonable. Maybe Twitch, if I decide to do that. It would make some sense. But of course, I'm gonna have to make a following on YouTube, in which I do not have one at all, as recording this video. What do I need? Okay. This is something. Excuse me. Got this piece of paper. I will use this to make the designs for the ridges, or the snowy bits. The stuff that you see, of course. A little bit of green in there. Not a lot, but enough. And mix it all together. I'm going to do something else. There we go. So when I dip it in, it will be separated, even just by a little. I'm actually going to take this respirator off for the moment. So I can bend down a bit easier. Okay, and so this doesn't move, I'm gonna put some nuts right here. I apologize if I am in the way. I don't think I am, but I might. If I am, let's see right now. No, I'm not in the way. Okay. So, that should be fine. But if I am in the way in any sort, in any parts of this video, I do apologize. You're not here for me, you're here for the paintings. If I get to a point where people are here for me, well, that'll be good. But of course, I would like them to be interested in the paintings. So I'm gonna, to like spend time, I'm just gonna talk about the other YouTubers, other spray paint artists. or spray artists. One of them, or the most prevalent one, is SketchArt. I believe he's European, but I don't know where. Probably like Southern Europe, but I wouldn't know. He is by far the most talented spray paint artist I have known, or have seen rather, on the platform or wherever I've seen spray paint. He has like the biggest following as well, rightfully so. But I have yet to get all of his techniques down. He does things a bit differently. Like I'm adopting one of his techniques, albeit pretty differently, as I am making these ridges in the mountains, where I'm getting a lot of paint as opposed to the little bit that I have been using. As you can see, there's a white border and a black one in the middle. That's what he does most of the time. I don't really like to use it. I'd rather have a bit blurred color in there. It's a bit more realistic for me. Of course, I never really get to see his painting through up close, but there is some sloppiness to it. It's not all perfect, which it helps me a little bit, knowing, you know, not all of us are perfect. But it is very close to. It's obviously the best, but sometimes the best isn't perfect. But he also makes stencils. I don't know how he gets the time to do it. There is particularly one stencil he did that I don't know how he did it, but he did. He said it took him, I think, 8 hours, which is, I mean, reasonably so. Like how impressive this stencil was. It was a glow-in-dark one, where it was insane. I'm not gonna link them, because I'm saying their names, I'm not gonna link it down. You could just search it above the hotbar in like the YouTube setting, YouTube hotbar, or search bar, not hotbar. So I trust y'all can be able to do that. Okay. But when I do have, when I am adopting his technique for this, it does build a template for what I can, when I could do this. And I could build off of it. I could make it blurred in one stroke, kind of like I'm doing right here. I'm having less of the entire black. So that's good. Like I said, this is by far the most lengthy process of making a painting, is doing the landscaping. Because with the planets, I could practically speed run it with, I mean, you're using spray paints, not a literal piece of paper and brush, to meticulously get it. All the details are from that planet is just from the newspaper, like y'all saw. I crumpled it up, and laid it down and swiped it. Okay, when I get done with this mountain, I'll talk about the other YouTuber. Of course, I've talked about him before. I've talked about both of these guys, but just in case y'all aren't caught up, which I don't expect y'all to be, and I wouldn't blame you if you aren't. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll probably add a bit more white in there later on, but now it's fine. Okay, some more color in here. So the other YouTuber's name is John Barber, a British man. By his accent, I could guess he's from West Britain. A very heavy accent. Kind of abrasive, but it's fine. He's more of a tutorial type. He goes much more in depth than SketchArt does, as he just puts music on while he's painting. He has a little synopsis, like a very small one before the painting. It takes about like maybe 2 minutes. It's not that small, but in comparing to like how long it takes for him to paint, it is pretty small. I mean, SketchArt also does like other stuff as well, but he is of course more known for his spray painting. It took him a while to get the following that he did, but he has I think more than 2 million subscribers on YouTube. I mean, y'all can check. What it says there will be more up to date than when I check, because I'm recording this, of course, at a different time. Okay. Anyway, John Barber is, like I said, more of a tutorial guy. He goes much more in depth about how things are done, but not as much in depth as I would like him to be. He has more of a commentary stance while he's painting. He takes breaks like I do, or I take breaks like he does, as he precedes me making these videos by a very long time. He also, how do I say? He buys different types of spray paints and gives his reviews on them, like in different paintings, which is an interesting take. You would have to get a lot of spray paint, which he does. I don't know where he keeps it all, because it is mountain spray paint. He gets like only different particular colors for what he's doing. But it's still a lot, and spray paint isn't the cheapest art product. It's not the most expensive, but it is certainly not cheap. Like for instance, I don't know how many, I'll just say like 24. I think it is 24. The 24 count, well, the 24 count of Montana was about $200. The 24 count of Rust-Oleum that I got recently was about $115. Rust-Oleum is obviously much cheaper, as it's produced more industrially, more quickly than Montana, as Montana is more luxury. There's much more time that goes into it. But of course, there's other brands out there like Iron Lac, which is also a luxury brand. Basically, anything other than Krylon and Rust-Oleum and other like name brand stuff you find in the normal supermarket, that's luxury brand. Because everyone knows about Rust-Oleum, because everyone and their grandma has most likely used it one time or another, like to paint patios, chairs, what have you, and they have never touched it since. I mean, that's the case for my grandma, at least. She had a lot of it, and she just gave it away to me because she wasn't going to use it. She used it once, barely used it. So if you are interested and you want some free spray paint, just ask your grandma. Easy. If you have a grandma, of course. Okay, I'm just gonna get this rounded out and do the mountain behind it. The mountains are doing pretty alright. I'll add some white in there later on like these bits, just to add a bit more texture. But I like the layering here with the white and then the green. I don't know. Can you see? Yeah, you can. Another thing about John Barber, he's not His paintings don't look as good as sketch arts by a long shot. That's basically for everyone, but he does come pretty close in some cases. I mean, sketch art has been in the business for Christ knows how long. Like I think 7 years. I don't know. It's very, very long time. I think that's when he started his first spray painting video, and he was probably practicing much before that, as I was before I started making videos. But nowhere as long as he probably started. It was like maybe years before that he was practicing with the art. Because with this type of art, you usually do so on the streets, and it's almost like a performance. You could find these types of artists like New York City, LA at night, in the day, in other countries. Pretty prevalent, as this type of art is very efficient. So you can make it a show and still make a good progress in the painting. And I think that's what allowed it to rise to the prevalency that it is at now. Nowhere near like global acclaim, but maybe you've seen it on TikTok. There's some other guys, Grizzly Spray Paints, I think his name is, on TikTok. He does chainsaw and spray paint art, which the chainsaw bit, that's that I left field. I knew it existed. You just make sculptures out of, I need a bit more black paint, like sculptures out of wood with a chainsaw. There's similar type of thing with ice, but it is interesting to learn about. Okay. There's some other guys too, but John Barber and sketch art, or like sketch art in particular, is dominating the YouTube scene. I don't think John Barber has a million views or a million subscribers, but he is still out there. He has a good enough follow base. He's not little by any stretch of the imagination, and hopefully he does much better in the future. I mean, props to him. He goes about it in a way where he can like help people in the spray painting process. And in skill of like my painting, I've gotten close to John Barber's skill level. Of course, nowhere near as equal in like consistency, but some sparks, some paintings I've gotten close. Sometimes I've gotten equal. Of course, I'm also very critical of my paintings, which is good and bad. I'm critical of a lot of things I do. I see it as a benefit, as I think if I'm not critical of the things that I do, then I won't find the motivation to get better. So I have to criticize myself every so often, even if other people don't do it for me. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit green in there to spice things up. Okay, I'm gonna have to probably freshen up the pool here with some new paint. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. Okay, scratch that off. No, I mean, it's just one sponge. It's fine. It's not gonna decrease the value that much. Hopefully, it's just a little bit because I only have one more mountain, and then I'll just go hard on. Wrong paint. Go hard on the whites. Oh, I don't know why that was for. Y'all probably heard it, just a car just honked. It was a while back, but someone's car, maybe like a year ago, no, like just a few months, like almost every night, about like 9 in the evening, someone's car would just, for no reason, to start honking for like a minute before it being turned off again. I think they moved out, so, or maybe they got it fixed. I don't know. We already talked to them. Didn't really know where the car was coming from. I knew it was from nearby, but not exactly where. Okay, we're gonna remove some of this excess that's on this piece of paper. Okay. Because the excess does get in the way. It makes the texture grainy. I don't know how that happens. Probably because I'm just scraping against here, getting some of the cardboard. Okay. Let's see, there I go again. Okay. Let's get some white in there. I'll start here because I didn't get a lot. Okay. I should be fine over there for now. Here does need some help though. Okay, there's a bit more detail. Not a lot, just a little. There we are. Now I'm just going to blend it. First, stripping this off. Okay. Actually, I don't think I need that much white. Ruined it a bit there. So I'm just going to bring it back to normal. Put some green in here. It'll help turn it gray. Bring this in. Hopefully it doesn't make it worse. Hopefully. I don't know. We do a little bit. You know, sometimes I think doing it over and over again is helpful, but when I actually try over time, it actually becomes worse, and I need to stop that really. You see now it's just kind of just like a blob. And this blended in, I kind of forgot that it blends in by itself. So now I'm just going to add more white to mix it in. Okay. And then it'll blend in by itself. I don't know why it's doing that. It's making these scratch marks. Okay. Just go a bit more up. Blend it in on the top and on the bottom. Okay. That should be good. This, of course, is a bit messy. I don't like this mountain in particular. I'll try to do it again. Okay, I think that's going to be pretty much it. Can't really do much after that. I'm just going to paint over it. Make sure that line's pretty defined. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to add some clouds on the bottom, like some mist. Okay. I don't even need the mask. I think I'm done with this. How are we doing on time? 49 minutes. That is bad time. Okay. All right. Well, got the word a bit. Lighter color. But I'll try not to rush it. I don't want to like time lapse it because of course I'm talking. So that'll mess up a little bit. This paint kind of smells like peaches. I don't know why. Like the candy peaches you get. It smells good and bad at the same time. Okay, I think that's good. That's alright. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot of black here. I mean, the other painting, it took me much longer, I think 2 hours. So I might make it like half the time, I don't know. Okay. Get over there. Let's just cover all that. There we go. That's about right, I guess. Okay. This part, this little flat bit will be that edge I was talking about. Bit difficult to go over this bit as it's much more rugged than this, so it takes a bit more paint to go over the gaps. Okay, I'm gonna make the line right here. Gonna need much more paint. There we go. That should serve me well for the next few strokes until I'm done. Okay. I'm going to use this because I want that to stay the same color. Let's keep this. Add some color in here. Like some bushes. This will also mark the other hills. I have some other green in here. Actually, I'm gonna have some dark green as well. Gonna mix that together. Okay. Because I don't want it just to be black all around. I need it to have some color. So I'm gonna add this, just dabble it in, have some texture. I'm going to use a sponge like I usually do to make these type of things, as it won't really look that well. This is more fine. I could get in a smaller space without overlapping with other parts as much, and that doesn't really look good. So I think this will do just fine. Have these layers in here. It'll take a bit, but it'll be a long video. Y'all can always skip forward if you want. As long as you spend some time here. Yeah, I'll try to talk to the camera as long as I can, as long as I'm able to. But I can only do so for so long until I just run out of topics. And I don't want to talk too much. Okay. And this all in. Alright. Okay, this over here. Okay, I'm not going to tilt it too much. Not the best painter by any stretch of the imagination, but I do try. I'm not trained, so that might have give y'all some reason why I'm so bad. But I'm getting a little bit better. Don't know what I might learn from this experience, but I will find out one day. Hopefully. I gotta get that hair out. For some reason, even though I have my hair tied and blocked away, somehow the hair always manages to get in here. I don't like it. Come on. Fun. Basically ruining the whole piece for me. There, I mean, some of it's still there. I mean, as long as some of it's gone, I'll call that a win. Victory. Whatever you want to call it. Some of this will be obscured because I'm gonna put. I am sorry about that. My storage just filled up on my phone, so I had to delete some stuff and start recording again. I do not. I think I stopped when I was making the trees, so I made it like this far. Hopefully, the storage stays empty enough for me to finish this video, and I could somehow get it spliced together with the other one, which did manage to record as much as it did in the editing process. may not like to edit, but I kind of have to for this one. I have to ask for or get a camera soon, along with a tripod. I have a tiny tripod right now, but it's very unstable. Very, very, very unstable. So I mean, it capped at like about an hour. This video, separate video, should not be that long in the slightest, because most of the work is done. I just had to get the trees done. Lake, waterfalls, little islands, trees, and that is it. May seem like a lot, but it really isn't compared to like the other stuff I had to do. The lake in particular will not take long at all. Maybe the other trees will, but that might just be it. I do not want to take a lot of time, so I might be rushing it a little bit. I apologize if it might not, if I make some mistakes because I rushed it, but I would like to have more recordings. Okay. Now I'm gonna get the lake done. It's gonna be done. Yeah, let's do this that. Okay. Right here. Okay. Green. Dark green. Okay. Gonna attach it. Okay. Alright. There's a lot of white there. Okay, here we are. Gonna slide it across. Okay. More white in there. Let's get some navy blue sides. Should really be wearing my gas mask, but no. One sec. All right, and take this off so you can see the lake. There. There you go. That is the lake. I think it turned out pretty well. I actually think some of the hills did cross over. Unfortunately for me, it's a bit of an issue. But that's fine. I will simply just make up the difference with Good waterfalls. Still recording? Yes, it is. Okay. Get this in business. Get this big? Yeah. It's a good waterfall. Good waterfall sizes. Okay. Just one final swoop in. Alright. Not the best, but it will work. Okay. Got that. Droop that down. Okay. There you go. Good waterfall there. Drop that down. Okay. Get a waterfall over here, over these trees, down there. Make that a bit flatter. As you do. And I think that's it. Go. May not look the best now, but it will, trust me. Okay. A little bit of splash. There you go. A little bit more. Just a bit more. It's a bit heavy. That's good. Okay. The beginnings aren't that. Oh, not the best. In fact, I'm gonna go over it with black. Still recording? Yes, it is. Okay. And I really doubt it's gonna mess it up. That's why I'm doing it. Gonna have like some roots going down. So there's some beginning here. Okay. Already connected well. That's good. Still recording. Okay. I'm a bit anxious now because of the recording. Okay, and the black will blend in over time. Let's do that for the islands. Okay, first one. Me right there. Okay. Man, every time I have to work on the bottom, huh? Okay. Place these here. Still recording. Nice. There's a little bit of green there. Enough to make sure, well, it is something. Okay. There it is. A bit of other green as well. Okay. Now for some more texture with some dark green. Usually I would do this with a newspaper, but it doesn't. I don't really have that much room to work with. Okay. Here's my little other island, little inlet here. Okay. A little bit green here. Come on, unstick. Okay. Here we go. And to blend this all in, I am going to add a little bit of mist here to make blend this in. And other than that, a lot of black paint for some big trees, silhouette trees. Okay. Tree right there. Tree right there. Pretty big trees. Tree right there. Still recording? Yes, it is. And a tree right. It's a bit bigger. Okay. All right. I don't know how I did last time. Last time it's much more fine-tuned, the leaves. Not like this. with these types of trees, or leaves rather. I've done these types of trees before, but because I am right-handed, this is a bit difficult for the left side of the tree. This one's a bit lopsided, unfortunately. Some leaves are going to be out there. They're not going to be as uniform as the others. I think this will be best for my type of guess. Very strange trees. I mean, pretty strange place, I guess. If anyone says it's not realistic, well, having a planet in the background like that isn't realistic. So if I could have that, I could have these trees. So shut up and let me paint my trees. May not be pretty, but they're tree enough. They look enough like trees so that when someone looks at them, they'll be like, no, that kind of looks like a tree. So that's probably a tree, I guess. So that's enough. Plus the mist might help it a little bit. Okay, still recording. Alright, okay. Might make the outro a bit short because I have a feeling the grace time is running short a bit, unfortunately. When I say grace time, I mean when my phone might shut off. Not because it doesn't have power, it's because the storage is full. I've been taking videos of me doing this and they're not short. They're not intensive, but they're just not, just too long. Okay. I'm going to cover this up. Okay. There we go. Cover this up. Okay. Still on. Okay. I think it's pretty alright. I'm gonna put some hunter green there for the bottom of the tree. So it's not just from nowhere. It'll blend in. It's fine. Okay, last step. I'm gonna add that mist. No, if I should add some more rustic stuff or is it brighter? I'll go for the brighter stuff. I'm gonna start with the lighter stuff over here. Actually, no, I'm gonna use white. a faint up here. Let's get that in. There we go. And faint. It's too heavy, but it's fine. It'll cover up the bad details, so good enough. A bit more here. Yeah, I think that's good. Still on. Take these off. Then leave that heavy mark, that heavy of a mark. That's good. Okay, final last step. And while I put this gloss on, I'll do some movie magic so I don't have to flip it over. While I put this gloss on for the final touches, thank you for watching. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I do hope you enjoyed, even though it was quite long. If you skip forward, that is fine, I understand. I'm not fast forwarding any of it. I do the same thing, trust me. But I do hope you enjoyed me painting this and had some enjoyment out of it and liked the outcome as much as I did. But in regards of if this is as good as my other green painting, in terms of this bit, I think on all scales it's better, but some parts of the previous painting had just something about it, I guess. But on all scopes, except for the trees, it is better. There were some issues, some splotches on the other painting, especially with the waterfalls. I did the waterfalls much better. I had much more control with colors, details, fading, what have you. So on all accounts, this is better on all regards. So that is the verdict. The whole reason why I did this was was I able to uphold the standard that I set by pure happenstance, and I think I did. And while I put my issues down, I hope you have enjoyed watching me paint this as much as I have enjoyed painting it myself. And let me just re-gloss it. I hope whatever time it is where you are at, you're having a good time, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, there we go. And with that, that is the finished painting of I have these fancy names from paintings, Verdant Valley, just like the last one, but maybe I'll add something else to it, like revamped, revisited, part 2, it doesn't really matter, but it just will have the same base name. But besides all that, I do hope all of you enjoyed, and thank you for taking your time to watch me make this painting. It does mean a lot to me. It would mean even more to me if you were to like this video, show me you appreciated it, comment to tell me any like criticism you would like to say about this painting or my previous paintings, any suggestions of paintings I should make and make a video on so y'all can see. Subscribe to get notified of my later videos, which I do plan to make more of, and other some such. And I'll leave y'all with enough rambling outros. Thank you for watching one last time, and one last time again, I hope you have a great day and a good rest of your day. Bye bye.